That game had all the drama you would want of a Hollywood epic.
That play was amazing, where it's just in the last seconds of the match.
Soccer just has these incredible moments of ecstasy, and this was one of them.
I understand very clearly that it was a special moment, and it was much more than just a soccer goal.
Going into the 2010 World Cup, expectations for the U.S. were pretty optimistic. They were in a pretty reasonable group.
They're up against England, Slovenia, and of course Algeria. And it was seen that this was a chance for the team to really qualify, get through to the knockout stages, and put soccer further on the map.
I think the expectation was, okay, we may tie or lose to England, but then we should easily beat those other teams, which is never the case.
In their opening game, they fell a goal behind to England, then equalised when the England goalkeeper made a horrendous error.
We fought our way back into the game, and we ended up tying the game, which was a very good result for us to start the tournament. And then the Slovenia game, if the beginning of the England game was bad, the Slovenia game was worse. We were down 2-0 at halftime, and so generally speaking in a World Cup, being down a couple goals is a kiss of death.
They came back from 2-0 down against Slovenia, thanks largely to Donovan carrying the team on his back during the second half, and tied that one 2-2. So they went into the final game needing a victory over Algeria. They knew that if they won that game, they would top the group and get their way through to the round of 16, the knockout stages.
Algeria was a very good team. They had no skin in the game. They were going home either way, so they were just going to try to win the game. They started the game well. I think they hit the crossbar early. Josie had a really good chance early. Clint had a goal that should have been allowed that wasn't allowed, so we were constantly going through this up and down.
You kept looking up at the scoreboard and there were these horrible 2-0s up there, and the longer the game went on, you started to get this horrible sinking feeling.
You could feel the tension in that stadium.
Everyone thought, oh boy, this is a rough one. You know, the U.S. is going to be out in the first round.
Stoppage time rolled around. The U.S. needed a miracle.
It was the 91st minute. They had a really good chance at a header, but he headed it right to Tim, and Tim and I made eye contact.
And then the play.
Out of nowhere, Tim Howard gets it out onto the wing.
When you saw the ball get up towards that right-hand side, you saw Landon streaking.
I took a touch. I passed it wide to Josie.
Josie Altidore takes the ball down the right flank. He crosses it.
You saw Dempsey getting forward.
And Clint does what he does best, which is get in front of the goal and be a nuisance.
That's when you saw this is an opportunity.
He got a touch on the ball that distracted the goal. It hit the goalie.
And then suddenly the ball was loose.
My first thought was one of disappointment that, you know, we didn't score.
And you see out the corner of your eye, streaming forwards in from the right-hand side, was Landon Donovan.
Next thing I knew, the ball was rolling very softly towards me. Fortunately, I was in the right place at the right time. In that moment, everything kind of seemed like it slowed down. The goal looked like the ocean. It was just unmissable from there.
And suddenly, the ball was in the back of the net.
And the elation in that stadium, it was incredible.
As I looked to my left, I saw our whole bench jump up, and they were like sprinting towards the corner.
Donovan took off, slid on his stomach towards the corner flag, and was just engulfed by a number of his teammates.
It's like being a kid in an exciting moment in your life. Pure human joy just takes over.
I was at a bar with a bunch of fans. The place erupted. Everybody was jumping up and down and clapping, just in shock and disbelief.
I was in South Africa next to Martin Rogers, who was running up and down the aisle.
There were people hugging. I may have kissed someone.
We were all excited. We went to bed, and when I woke up in the morning, our PR guy came to my room, and he's like, "You gotta see this."
There's a famous video that was made afterwards by a college student of the reaction from fans all around the nation, leaping for joy in bars, in homes, in country clubs, all over the place. People just screaming, shouting, hugging each other, chanting USA, the kind of reaction that US soccer and its fans were craving for so long.
I like watching the fans react the same way we were in the game, which was like this excitement about, oh my God, and then Clint and the goalie get there and you go, oh, and then this realization like, we did it. They get to experience it the same way we did.
By beating Algeria, the U.S. advanced to the round of 16 for the first time since 2002.
We played Ghana in the round of 16, which unfortunately didn't go quite as well. I think we were where we probably should have been. We got to the place where I think getting out of our group was a success for us. Success isn't defined just by what happens on the field. It's defined by, did we gain fans? Did we help grow the sport? Did everything get better because of us? And I think in 2010 we can say yes. In the last 4 years alone, our league has grown tremendously. U.S. soccer has grown tremendously.
For him to come through for the U.S. in that moment was incredible. And it really cemented his place as one of the all-time greats for the U.S.
It's cool to hear that. Many people say that was the greatest sporting moment of my life. I was with my child, we'll never forget that.
The fact that it came when everything was on the line and Landon Donovan stepped up and made it happen, that's what made it so special.
Our job is to keep building on that and keep progressing and keep getting better and keep people interested. If you can't get excited about watching the U.S. play in a World Cup, then you might not have a heartbeat.